And to check the latest forecast, you may pick up your smartphone and find your News 5 weather app.
But making that forecast still depends on some rather low-tech tools like weather balloons. Meteorologist Melissa Constanzer takes us to Ono Island, where a weather balloon landed in one family's yard.
Imagine walking through your yard and finding this. That's what happened to Jenny and Wayne King at their home on Ono Island.
I was supervising as Wayne was working in the yard. He was transplanting some flowers for me. And I walked down in the back, and he had just repotted one of my lemon trees, and I saw this kite string and this kite up in the tree. And I said, wow, where'd the kite come from?
And I said, what kite? And I turned around, and this NOAA weather instrument fell in my garden, and the kite got stuck up here in the tree.
What is it? A weather balloon. The balloon had burst, allowing the weather instrument, called a radiosonde, to fall to the ground with the kite as a parachute. What might be most surprising is that meteorologists still use weather balloons. In fact, they are launched all across the country twice a day. The closest launch site is Slidell, Louisiana. That's where the King's weather balloon most likely came from.
It had to come out of the southwest with the wind blowing pretty hard that day. And if it had gone another half a block, it probably would have ended up in Terry Cove Harbor.
Weather balloons are important to meteorologists because it gives us an idea of what's going on up in the sky. From the balloons, we can determine data like temperature, winds, dew point, and even pressure until the balloon bursts. And these balloons, they burst pretty high, too. 20 miles above the ground is where they typically burst. And all that goes into making your local weather forecast just a little better. On Ono Island, meteorologist Melissa Constanzer, News 5.
The Kings mailed back the radiosonde to the National Weather Service, but they got to keep the kite in the balloon. The National Weather Service will reuse the radiosonde they mailed back.